Now, by the way, here's what we're going to do. We've covered a lot of ground. I could go on forever. Give me an open microphone and it never ends. We're just going to go down in order to the end of the row, and that will be the end of the candidates' forum, and we will close with their final closing statements. So we just wanted you to know that we're coming down to the end of the road, and I don't want anybody to leave because we have some great questions. And let's continue now. The next question would be for you, Todd Long. And I'm going to call another audible here because I'm going to want a quick answer from everybody else after we follow format on this question. Look around at your opponents. If you don't win the August 24th primary, tell us tonight which one of the other candidates on this stage you think has the best chance to beat Alan Grayson. And I want you to name names so we know who among these Republicans impresses you the most besides yourself.
Well, here's what we know so far objectively. We can all say, oh, I'm the guy to take him on. Here's what we know. Zogby pollster, it's a national pollster, not conservative, he's got a great reputation. It said Todd Long beats Alan Grayson 46-38, has a 17-point lead among independents, so vote for Todd Long. We know we'll send Alan Grayson home and the public impeachment will take place. That's what we know. I don't know, these other people have some money and they haven't done polls, they haven't shared it with us, so I don't know who's going to beat him. I will say this, obviously all of these people here are would be such a much better choice than Alan Grayson. They'll all do a good job. They all have great values. I respect them all highly, very much. But I'll also say two more things. Nobody fights for the things that I fight for, whether it's energy independence with Sheriff Joe against illegal immigration, the fair tax. I'm the only one that took on the Republican establishment when they sold us out on all these values. Everybody else up here watched. Nobody was up there fighting against when the debt went from $5 to $9 trillion. Nobody said a word, and there were people in positions to do something. When they didn't have an energy policy, nobody said a word. It was Todd Long banging on doors saying, this isn't what the Founding Fathers believed in, this isn't what Reagan believed in, this isn't what the conservative Republican Party should be about, and I was doing it alone. And so, like I said, if I choose, I think we don't look for career politicians anymore. George Washington didn't believe that, Reagan didn't believe it. You look for businessmen like Bruce O'Donoghue, people like that. There's Patricia Sullivan, good people. These people coming from the business community. We have tried the career politician thing on the Republican side, the Democrat side, and it has failed. The best Congress you ever had was the least experienced, our founders, and the worst Congress we've ever had is the one we're looking at right now that has more experienced Congress than we've ever had. So the proof's in the pudding. So that's kind of where I head. But whoever you guys select, if we don't win, I'm going to support that person fully and wholly with all my heart. They're good Christian people, they're good people, and they're doing a good job.
But if it can't be you, the question is, name one among the other six who stands above the rest. Give me the name. You've all been together on the dais, you've debated time and time again. You're all terrific. If it can't be you, Todd Long, who is it?
I trust Patricia Sullivan with the fair tax more than me.
And you get to pose that question now to another candidate who gets 1 minute on this topic. If they don't win the primary, who among the others on this dais is the one they would like to see become victorious?
I'll choose Patricia and hope.
Well, since October, I've had the opportunity to hear some of these candidates many times, and some others a few times. And I do believe, for the most part, they're all very good people. But I have had the opportunity to have red flags probably on each one of them. And I haven't had the opportunity you have had to personally confront each one of them, which I would want to do. We have a saying in my house that, and it's a sarcastic saying, well, there's just a little bit of poop in the pudding. All the other ingredients are really good. And so I would need to personally ask each candidate specific questions so that I would be confident in their ability to represent.
I got to put your feet to the fire. You've heard them answer questions time after time after time. If it can't be you on the 24th of August, who would you feel better about winning in terms of facing Grayson in the fall?
I would knock on doors for Todd.
All right, thank you. Let's go to our next question. This one is for Kurt Kelly. Only got 3 more quick rounds to go here. Let me ask you this. What is the greatest threat to America's future?
Yeah, the easy answer, Obama. We have, as a nation, been given, providentially blessed by Almighty God, an incredible document called the Constitution. This Constitution is a foundational principle of everything that we believe in. And what's happened is, as a nation, we have moved further and further away from it. We're moving away from the very understanding that our founding fathers gave us. As they built this Constitution, they understood the separation of powers, the Montesquieu, and the responsibilities that we should have, and the checks and balance system. And now what we've moved into an executive branch that's almost thinking that they're a king, and we've got a representative form of government that is just floundering and not doing the job they're supposed to be doing. We've moved away from the very foundations of our founding fathers believed in our free market economy. We had a great system that was established based upon Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations. We're moving away from that. I think one of the greatest things that's happening to America today is we're forgetting what it means to be an American. Ladies and gentlemen, we must return back to the principles of the Constitution. It is why, as a state house member, that I worked so diligently to make sure that we passed a legislation, and we got it passed this year, to make sure we're teaching those very principles, again, back into our public schools, and we're teaching civics education back in our public schools again. And I hear people say that they're going to do stuff, but I tell you, I have done that. So it's not just something we're talking about. And so I do believe that it's critical that we have a revisitation of who we are as Americans, believe in the Constitution, and then, quite frankly, as de Tocqueville says, America is great because America is good. What he meant is people is good. And if America ceases to be good, we'll cease to be great.
Thank you. By the way, I am going to go back and grab an answer on that other question from all of these candidates in a moment. If it can't be them, name one other candidate you'd like to see win it on August 24th. But now you get to pick, Kurt Kelly, another candidate here, and they get 1 minute on the greatest threat to America's future as they see it. Who do you want to hear from?
A man I have great respect for, Dan Finelli.
Thank you, Kurt. The greatest threat we have right now, and there are many, but the greatest one we have right now is our out-of-control spending. The deficit is out of control, and it's going to destroy our nation. We need to tackle that problem head on. And the way to tackle that problem head on is to evaluate us and evaluate that you're going to be sending somebody to Congress, and look at each one of us. Look at the integrity that you can trust, that the data that is given to you is factual. The analysis that you're given, the statistics that you're given are factual, so that you get reality, that you don't get a spin job. Like O'Reilly says, the spin stops here. You need somebody that you can trust to go up there, implement the economic policies to bring the jobs back, and someone you can trust. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Dan Finelli.